Hello, welcome to MixCraft 5. This is a lesson uh, for beginners on how to start up MixCraft and begin making music. So let's just assume at this point that you have downloaded MixCraft and it's in your program files on your hard drive C, maybe, and they listed under Acoustica MixCraft 5, and go into that folder and click on it lists a bunch of folders there, and click on the examples, and then click on blood pressure, the second one, second blood pressure. And this is what you see. What's on the screen right now is what you will see. It loads in a sample song. This is it. And it basically, a good way to start looking at this thing is to look at the sample song. It has all these different sounds and instruments in here, and they are things like they call it N mayhem, distortion, flute, mellotron, flute, the electric guitar, acoustic guitar, pulse bass guitar, drum mix, organ, crunchy vox, background vocals, and the lead vocals. And just let me play a moment of it for you. Well, that's the sample song, one of them. And when I say look at this thing, I mean look at each instrument. And if you'll notice, over on, let's move this thing down a little bit, if I can. It's not letting me do it. But over on the far left, where each instrument is, over here, it has a mute button. If you mute out all the different instruments and sounds and only unmute each a single one, then you can get an idea of what that particular thing sounds like, that instrument or sounds like. And what they did was, because it's a pretty complex piece of software, and it gives you a lot of leeway on how to do things, but it takes time to learn it. And so I'm just giving you a start here. The a friend of mine who has Apple Mac, and he has GarageBand. We were sitting down playing with this thing at MixCraft, and he said that MixCraft is a lot better than GarageBand. So I'm taking him at his word for it, because I've never used GarageBand. I've heard it, but I've never used it. So here we go. Here's the start. Well, my first suggestion was to listen to each sound and instrument here, so you get an idea what they sound like. And where you find them here is, go to the library, and down here at the bottom is you'll see you see things like tempo. You can do it by tempo, and it'll give you different instruments by tempo. But my suggestion is to start off with instruments. And here's a list of them: acoustic guitar, bagpipes, bass, bells, and so on, guitars, fiddles, harps. You have a lot of choices here. And you have like well over 1,000 different sounds from different instruments and sound devices, and the only restrictions you have with this are uh, with each sound and instrument that you go to, you have to use that particular sound. But you can edit that sound as you put it up there by the length and each one of these little squares here, rectangles, are they call it a chord. So this particular one, just say that I'm waving my arrow back, the cursor back and forth on acoustic guitar, is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7.5 chords, and you excuse me a second here. There we go. It lists that here for each sound. It gives you the number of chords, or bars they call it. Like this first one here under acoustic guitar tempo is 95. The bars are 4, so instead of 7.5 bars, you have 4 bars for this particular one. And when you get the instruments together and you keep on playing and you try to blend them into a sound, into a musical piece, your restrictions, like I started to say, is the length of time of each of all the bars for each sound and instrument that you have here. But there are ways to reduce the number of bars that you have it for. So in this particular one, like right here, it has like 1.5 bars. There are other songs. The other sample song that it has here, it has just like a half a bar. But you learn how to edit those sounds and instruments as you go along, and there's ways to do it, and change the tempo on that. The only thing a tip that I could give you right now is your instruments and sounds, when you put them together, they sound better if you have them all in the same key. You can put up an instrument and the software knows what key it's in that you put up there, once you add another instrument or sound, if it's in a different key, it will other than your project, it will ask you if you want to change the key to that of the project or just leave it alone. So I would say change it to your project key. The sound it blends together better. So the first step then into making your own music, after you've looked at all these different sounds. Oh, there's one more thing I can tell you. In the examples there, when you click on that folder, it gives you a bunch of other files that are OGG files, format files, and some of them of those folders, they used some of the sounds in their sample 2 songs are there, and you can use them. You're not copying them. Because they're in the library of sounds. Just that they've used them, and you can take that particular sound, like a drum or a bass or whatever, and put it into your song. You just copy and paste it. So, or if you want to use the file that's in the sample example folder, then you go to add a sound, add a sound file, and you click on that, and then you go to the sample file. You click on the OGG, and it'll bring up a open file window, and you just click on the one that you want, and it'll throw it right into your collage of musical sounds there. So, okay, so the first thing you want to do is get rid of the sample song by just go to File, hit New Project, and it'll give you something called Build a Loop and Beat Match Music, Build Virtual Instrument Tracks, or Record Yourself. I would suggest going to the middle one first as you're just getting started, and you can do the other things after. You can record yourself and put your own voice in your tracks here, throw them up here, or you can you can go to a sound recorder on your computer and build a WAV file, and you can throw that in there too. The only thing is your timing, so that your voice comes in where you want it to come in. Okay, there you are. You have a clean slate here. You have your library of sounds. There's acoustic guitars. There's two windows here, squares in front of each instrument sound, and if you click on the one. If you click on the one on the left, it gives you what that sound is, and that's a good feature because it allows you to hear it first, and then make a comparison with other ones if that's what you feel you want. There is an acoustic guitar. So and then you can throw that one up there. You can throw it anywhere in here you want. Now when you bring it up, you left click to bring it up, and you put your cursor where you want it to go. And okay, now my particular project has a different tempo, so I'm going to say yes, make it that tempo. So I just brought up that guitar. I'm going to throw up another one here. Let's see, how about that would be a good second guitar sound. I'm going to bring that up there and play that right along with it, so they both start at the same time. I could have it start at another time, but this particular one has 8 bars, but I can reduce it if I want. Okay, let's play that. It's just kind of a if you know what you want, the sounds you got. These things have different sounds, different notes, different tempos, and you can put them all together, and you can make a really nice sounding piece. And if you listen to just another thing to mention here is when you're watching TV and you see a lot of these commercials, I would say about 90% of the commercials that you see on TV, you could make the music for those commercials yourself with MixCraft here. And you can even do it for the shows that they have on there. They have, a million shows, anywhere from cooking shows to talk shows. And at some time during those shows they have musical background. It could be very soft or whatever, or just a few bars or of some instrument there while somebody is moving someplace, or a new guest is coming out, and they have a background audience clapping maybe, and you can have some music playing if they don't have their own band. And MixCraft will do it for you. So that's a basic start I'm going to give you right now. That's lesson one for absolute beginner. So lots of luck with MixCraft 5. It's a great program, and as I've been told, it's better than GarageBand. So